So why do we as golfers avoid warming up? Interestingly enough, there's actually a little bit of data on this, and we can look at what people like us or golfers have said when asked, why don't you warm up? And in this video, that's what we're going to be talking about. What influences our behavior when it comes to warming up for golf? And what are our thoughts as golfers about the idea of warming up? My name is Dr. Drake Riggs. I'm the co-founder of Peak Pursuit Performance and Rehab, and today we're going to be talking about golf warm-up. For this video, we're actually pulling data from a study called a systematic review, which is a bunch of studies put into one and then analyzed by a bunch of professionals. When asked as a golfer what they thought about warming up and what it does for the game, a lot of people, up to 80%, actually said that I think it's going to help me reduce my injury risk. Another close to 70% thought that it would help with their performance. As golfers, why did we skip the warm-up? And we actually have some answers to that. Because in fact, actually most golfers don't perform any type of warm-up, and the majority of us that do, it's just a swing. What are some of the reasons that we as golfers choose not to warm up, even though we think that it could help with injury risk and we think that it could help swing better, perform better, hit the ball farther? Number one, we don't need to warm up for golf. The second most common response, and most of you probably relate to this, is that they just didn't have enough time. So a lot of golfers show up to the course 5 minutes before their tee time, grab a cart, grab a drink, and then hit the course. So where is the time for warm up in that scenario? The third most common response is that they could not be bothered to. They couldn't be bothered to warm up. What does that even mean? Does that just mean it's just a waste of time? Want to be seen by their golf buddies doing some weird exercises by the cart before they swing. A couple of other smaller percentages of responses were that they didn't think that they had to do it or didn't think that it would help. Nobody else does this, so why would I do it? Some of our excuses on why we don't warm up. And this is even though we think that it might help with injury and that it might help with how well we're swinging. If you're related to any of these excuses of why you're not warming up for golf, go ahead and hit subscribe, like. I'm going to come out with more videos about this. Some of the classic things that we do for warm-up for golf specifically is swinging the club. So before we get on the tee box, we swing the club. And what this study found too was that this was the most common thing among both amateur and pro golfers, that we were swinging before getting on the tee. Not surprising, but it actually also looked at different factors such as warming up with a resistance band or weightlifting beforehand or doing static stretching and dynamic stretching. So I think diving into that in future videos would be something worthwhile. But there is a difference between what we're doing for a warm-up and what we get as an end result. So to recap, here are some of our excuses or factors that influence whether we're going to warm up for golf or not. Number one, we don't need to warm up for golf. Number two would be we don't have enough time. We're not showing up early enough, or we're not dedicating the time to warm up for golf. Number three is that we couldn't be bothered to. Other smaller influences include that nobody else does, so you don't want to look silly, I guess. And then that warm-ups don't work in terms of injury prevention or getting you better at golf. Otherwise, comment below on your excuse why you don't like to warm up for golf, and then we'll see you in the next one.